Then it got better all afternoon.
Yeah, but you never stopped. It just kept rumbling and rumbling.
I got mine right here.
It's extra shit.
Well, look at this, and you use a bank. Oh, what a bunch of scrap paper to make.
I believe we can start.
I'm not taking long, so let's get this.
Sure, Rich is ready. I'd like to call this meeting to order, the regular meeting of the Granby Town Board, and we'll begin with the salute.
The United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Ruth, please call the roll.
Supervisor Hawthorne,
Here.
Councilor Anthony,
She is excused for illness.
Councilor Greco,
Here.
Councilor Haggerty,
Here.
Councilor Arnold,
I believe he indicated that he would be out of town
Work on business.
on, work business. So, we will move right along, I guess.
8 o'clock. I'll be home, like,
How about a motion to dispense with the reading of the minutes?
Make a motion to dispense with the reading of the minutes of the previous meetings and to accept them as written.
It is April.
4/12 and 4/26.
I'll second that. I just read the 26th, so.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We need, by the way, the rule is to pass any motion, we need affirmative vote of majority of the membership, which means 3. Because we have five members of the board, so. Had a letter from Fran Sullivan regarding revenue sharing. The final 2001 state budget was passed early this morning. Appropriations for revenue sharing have been released. Revenue sharing to municipalities was increased by 5% over 1999-2000 funding levels. Based on this increase, the town of Granby will receive $56,182. Last year, we received $53,507.
56,000 went,
182.
182.
I hope you will find this information useful. If you have any questions, contact me. I just wanted to mention, because I think our public needs to be aware that there are school board elections Tuesday. Some of our people vote in Fulton, some vote in Phoenix, and some vote in Hannibal. And they all are having school board elections and budget votes. And some have special propositions that they are voting on. Just a quick update. People are going door to door with the census, and we're hoping that people cooperate so that we can get a good response rate from our town, because it does mean a great deal to us. I had a call from the father of Danny Nojak, who is the young man who is working on the Eagle Scout project, and he indicated that they have planted, or Danny had planted 108 trees here in Granby. Has to come back and put some, I think he said shelters on them, but and I see by the paper he's doing some in other towns. Heritage Day is moving right along. We will have a barbershop quartet. We will have the Granby Heritage Day Dixieland Band. So we got some new ideas and new things coming in. We will have a little display of some Granby products, Granby produce, some things for sale there. And of course our exhibits. And I sent letters out to a number of people, and some people have been calling about what they can bring to exhibit that reflects Granby's history. So we're excited about that.
Are we chicken barbecue again? Or like,
Yeah, as far as I know, we're having a chicken barbecue. We're having, one of the churches is doing hot dogs and hamburgers, and so lots and lots of good food. The seniors are doing, I think, strawberry shortcake, but then again, if they can't get strawberries, they'll do pie and ice cream. So we can't lose. on that one. I guess I would announce at this time the board discussed previously a candidate for Outstanding Citizen of the Year and asked me to contact Paul Malone. I've done so, and he's agreed to accept the honor, and it is a very good, big honor and very well-deserved honor. Paul started out in public service back in the early 70s as a welfare officer. That's before we had the facility out in Mexico, and the county, took over that management of that service. He was supervisor from 1974 to 1977, and then again from 1984 to 1987 for a total of 8 years. He was a member of the Granby Center Volunteer Fire Department since 1955 and is now an honorary member. He, for 10 years, was chairman of the Board of Fire Commissioners, and for 18 years was chairman of the Granby Republican Party. So he certainly has given a great deal to our community, and I think the honor is very, very much deserved. So we will make a presentation at Heritage Day and try to do it upright. I hope you have seen the information about Granby Community Pride. A couple of ads in the paper. Maybe I'll run a couple more ads, a different ad. And the resource list we have put together. And we have been getting calls, and we have been getting people coming in and picking up the list. So I'm delighted about that.
Oh, great. You get some calls?
So, now, one of the new initiatives that is about to start this summer is a effort to get a census or an enumeration of the dogs in the town. I'll let Ruth speak on that. She is heading up that effort.
Yes, hopefully in June, we will be starting a dog count, a dog census, dog enumeration, whichever way you want to put it. Many people are not aware that their dogs, indeed, no matter how small, the smallest Chihuahua living in the house or the biggest Afghan that's outdoors, the state law requires that all dogs must be registered that live in the state. And we have many very honest, faithful people in our town that have faithfully registered their dogs every year, but some people aren't aware of that. So we're going to try to get a true picture of how many dogs are in the town. We know of at least 1,000. Probably there's a few more than that. And get everyone on the bandwagon to register their dogs and keep them right up to date. It's very important that your dog have rabies shots. We've just had our rabies clinic. There's others coming up this summer which we can help you to know about, because I do need to see information on that to register the dogs. And knowing that there's rabies around, that's probably one reason the state requires that all dogs be registered, so that we can be sure that they're safe for people to be around. I will be asking the board to make a motion for me to advertise for employees, people, to do this enumeration, and we will pay $1 a dog plus mileage, because our town is large, and to get around to all the places that need to be gotten to, we want to pay that part too. So
This is $1 per unregistered dog?
no, per dog.
Any dog?
Any dog.
Oh, okay.
Every dog in the town, registered or unregistered.
Well,
We want to find out
there's
how
a
many.
few dollars out there for...
Oh, there's quite a few dollars out there. Yeah, as we said, there's over 1,000 dogs that we know about.
I would make that motion that we authorize the town clerk to advertise for staff to do the dog enumeration project, either one or more persons.
I'll second it. Can we open that part up to discussion? I understand from talking to Ruth, of course, I was thinking of volunteer, but you can't do it if you're a board member, she's informed me. How about people that it might be on some of the other boards, if they're appointed positions, they still do that either, do you know? Like planning board, zoning board, anybody?
I think they may be eligible. It was the town board itself that I specifically asked about, and they said it would have to be by local law. I know in other towns they have used people that were in other positions in the town.
Some places they use their own dog control officer.
Sometimes the DCO will be also.
We could check on that.
I don't know, I was just trying to think of some people. I hope we could get some people that somebody knows, like some people you know, or Ruth knows that you can.
I will
count
be
on.
having them wear badges that will contain, amongst other things, have the seal of the town on it, so that people will know that this is something legitimate, that it's not just anybody coming up to their dog at the door asking the questions.
Yeah, Ruth's been spending a lot of time on this and preparing for it.
I know I was just hoping to get people that we also know rather than total strangers.
Well, I'm going to interview whoever comes along.
Yeah, sure will. Do it correctly. Well, we have a motion, we have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anything else on that, Ruth?
Just that when the person comes to the door, we will appreciate your cooperation and just telling us how many dogs you have, what the color is, what their sex is, and if they're under 6 months, they can let us know that too, because they don't need to be registered until they're 6 months.
I don't know now, so to say, do people know, because I just found this out, even though you have a house dog or a house cat, it's supposed to be, have a rabies shot? I didn't know that, at least that's what my vet told me. So maybe some people who had a house dog think they don't have to have a rabies shot.
You mentioned that on television tonight.
Oh, yeah, they prefer, they push for that also.
Well, all dogs need to be registered.
Yeah, right.
Every dog in the state needs to be registered.
can't be
And in order
registered.
to be registered, they must have a rabies shot.
So,
Goes together.
yeah. Very good. Well, that will keep someone quite busy this summer, but
I'll probably have 2 or 3 people, because I'll
Probably.
divide the town up, and it's a large town, I'll divide it up.
it's a lot of roads, 80, 90 miles worth of roads. So it would take a few weeks and then some. Thought it's about time we should discuss our summer hours. We normally, the highway crew goes on summer hours. I think you're going to start soon. And they work 4 10-hour days. And it's more efficient that way in the summer. It's not just to give them the long weekends, but it is more efficient, as I understand, once you get out doing road work. Ruth customarily takes Fridays off, and we in recent years the whole office is shut down. I don't know what you feel about it.
It's fine.
Yeah, I'll go along with what we've been doing the
Same as
last
what's been going on.
3 or 4 years.
Gets very quiet in the summer, and especially on Fridays, I think.
The highway goes over in June, but you people don't, in May.
No, we
you
wouldn't start
that
until, Ruth starts in June, and
Yeah, the
we would
first full
probably
week in
start
June.
sometime in June.
Probably the first
I'm
full
not
week.
sure, whenever Ruth decides it's.
Well, June starts, got 2 days there, like Thursday and Friday. So I'm saying the first full week possibly.
Is that
Does
when?
that sound right?
Probably.
Yeah. Okay.
It doesn't mean that we don't work the hours, it just means that,
Oh, I know.
because the work
Yeah.
still has to be done. But,
You need a motion again to do that?
would you like to?
I'll make a motion. We, starting in June, I'd say the first full week in June, we revert to summer hours
Okay.
for the.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I did purchase additional flags for the cemeteries. I think we may have had enough, but I wasn't quite sure. Now, I want to make sure that we have... Rosie usually does Granby Center. And which one do you do?
Lewis, is that out there? On County Route 85.
Okay. And you don't do these until after they've mowed for Memorial Day?
Yeah, see, I'll go down there, I'll have to write it on my calendar, because I'm going away for
I mean,
the
I would
week
think
of
they
the
would be in the way
25th, 26th, yeah,
if you did them before then.
somewhere in that last week.
And we need someone for merit.
Who did Barrett last year?
Bob,
Oh, Bob.
so
Where's Merritt?
it's down south end.
Okay, on Merritt Road? Okay. That's what I thought. Sure.
Okay. All right. Appreciate that very much. Just wanted to remind you, I gave you all copies of this notice about a meeting that's coming up a week from tonight. It's going to be held at the Town of Olney offices, and it's for planning, zoning, town boards, enforcement officers. Scott Chatfield is planning and zoning attorney from the New York State Association of Towns, very knowledgeable in town government. He will be there to talk and to answer questions. I did have a call from the town clerk over in Volney. She wondered if we had any interest.
I was interested, but unfortunately, I'm taking off on the 18th.
Oh, that's
I have a
right,
lot
you're
to-
right.
So usually, I
Well-
wait till the last minute to get things going.
Do you know if anyone from planning board is planning? Good. Okay. I'll check with, okay, I'll check with the ZBA also and remind the codes officers. Unfortunately, I will not be able to go myself. I really would like to, but I have another commitment.
Floyd just pulled in.
Oh, okay. I could, while we're waiting, I'll give the dog control officer's report. I think I've got it here. There it is. Number of complaints, 33. Number of dogs picked up, 2. Number of dogs released, 3. Number of dogs on hand, 2. Expenses were $44.95 and $6. Monthly mileage was $360. Impoundment fees collected $10, and adoption fees another $10. Planning board?
I don't know, everybody's pretty much knows what's going on with the planning board. ZBA.
We're moving along with the comprehensive plan, and sorry that we didn't have a bigger turnout at the meeting last week, but
ZBA had their meeting on the
ZBA has had, what, 3
3
hearings?
meetings. They're not never going to schedule 3 again. That was a mistake.
It was a long night.
He'll try not to do that again.
Okay.
He already told me that, the
Yeah.
chairman. No more than 2, he said.
And I understand for youth program that they have started the roller skating program
Yeah, I see it.
at Baloo, and I think it's on Sunday night.
Yes.
I didn't bring the information in. Hello there, come on
Hi.
in.
Hi.
This is,
We got a big crowd tonight.
yeah. The skating is for Granby youth only, and the town picks up the cost.
Right.
So, Mr. Boynton, would you care to, you're just in time for your, we're moving right along
We're
tonight.
moving right along.
One meeting.
Well, this one you'll be able to leave shortly too.
You leave this one.
Oh, good.
Boy, we've been looking for them.
He comes bearing gifts.
You can
Thank
pass
you.
them out.
Thank you.
If you need more, why?
We
We'll
will.
let you know. That's-
Well, tomorrow's Government Day, as you know. I think you know. We
Is it written on the calendar? I know.
have probably 44 students with us all day, 8:45 until, well, if we get our meeting over with till 4 o'clock. We try to end it at 4 o'clock so we get the kids home. The agenda, we got 25 resolutions. Hopefully they're all going to go smoothly. We have a public hearing to establish our position for a 911 director in that. Then we reappoint appoint Steve Rose as commissioner for another 5-year term. And finally going to appoint a fire coordinator, take Bill Dennery's place, who retired. His name is John Hines. And then we've settled another contract with our management employees. That's on the agenda tomorrow, which hopefully will pass. Hi, sir. Then maybe we'll get a little bit of controversy. On the agenda we have an asphalt plant, $1.8 million. It's a complete new plant. It's replacing our old plant, which is really so obsolete we can't really do much with it anymore. And the blacktop, we will make the blacktop strictly for the county. We'll still work with the towns as far as, I guess we lay it, Lynn?
Yes.
Yeah, and you buy it, is that
Yes.
so that way we're not cutting into the private business so much and that. And then we have appointment for Central New York Regional Planning Transportation Authority. That's in Syracuse, which we have a membership on, Sawyer County, and that, and then 4 or 5 other counties, I believe, have it. But outside of that, that's about all I have to say. I'm looking forward to tomorrow and all the kids, and it'll be a lot of fun. They'll get a tour of the jail, as usual. If they behave, we don't keep them. That's all.
Is this
Thank you.
junior high age? What age levels? It's
Pardon?
Junior high?
No, 7th grade.
7th grade, yeah.
Yeah, 7th grade students and that, so from all over. Thank you.
Sure. Thank you. Highway superintendent.
Well, April, that's when we switch over from winter to summer mode. And we remove the plows and the wings and sanders, and we perform the necessary maintenance before we put them in storage. So everything gets washed and scraped if needed, and then we paint them up and then put them away to help preserve them for next year. 3 of the 4 truck tarps have been installed, and the 4th one will be completed soon. That 4th truck, the 89 International, the cab protector was in bad shape, and we had to rebuild that first before we could mount the tarp, but we'll get that done soon. We had a cross culvert failure on Chase Road. I got a call one night and went up and put a barricade and a light on it, and we have subsequently replaced the culvert. Somebody did steal our barricade, and the guys found it on Bingham Road. The light was smashed, but at least we got the barricade back. We repaired a driveway entrance on Germandale and another on Russell Road. We had 3 guys up in Merritt Cemetery for 2 days, where they removed the trees that someone had cut and left lying on the ground. They excavated all the brush that was growing in that southeast corner, so now you have access and you have visibility to those 2 graves that were in the back. And it looks much nicer now. And they ground up the stumps in there too. So we've got a little bit of cleaning up to do. There's some wood piles we have to get out of there and some limbs. But even if we don't get those out of there before Memorial Day, at least it's going to look a lot nicer. And hopefully the rest of sometime in the summer we'll get that finished up. I did attend the Tug Hill Conference in Watertown along with many of the other town officials here. And the Highway Department is required by state law to remove loose stones from the highways at least 3 times each year between April and December. That's from the state highway law. So consequently we have begun our sweeping. That takes care of the winter, the sand, and all the accumulation over the winter. We've been trying to do this on days where it's rainy and damp because it is awful dusty. It's not always possible. We have to get them swept before we can start our patching, but we'll do the best we can to keep the dust down. And tomorrow, if the weather's good, we're going to start our chip sealing. That's what we do every year. We go around and seal the potholes that we've patched with a cold mix throughout the winter. Any severe cracking and shoulders that are breaking away, edges of the road, we take care of that. It'll take us approximately 3 weeks. So.
So, thank you. I have provided the activity report for income and expenditures to the board members, and anything else?
We're in great shape.
We're doing well. Had a call from Audit Control in Albany, just with a couple of minor questions about our annual report, so they've received it, and apparently it looks pretty good. I don't have any other comments. Vince, you have anything at all?
No.
Rick?
Nothing.
Okay. Well, I guess we could have a motion to pay the bills.
I'll make a motion to approve the payment of the town bills as prepared for abstract 5A in the amounts of $5,821.56 from general, $3,516 from highway, and $78.40 from Willow Bob Lake District.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Our meeting's coming up. Our work session will be on the 24th at 7. The regular meeting, the second Wednesday as usual in June, which is on the 14th. Planning board has a work session on the 23rd. That may have to be at the community center because that's grievance day. So I will call the chairman of planning and see what he wants to do about that. Or maybe they'll meet in the conference room.
That's gonna be a typo, right? I just don't understand how it just says it is.
Oh, yeah, that's
That's good.
correct. They should be up above there. It's May 16th, I
Yeah.
got June. I got my months mixed up here.
Yeah.
Because it's next Tuesday for the school board
That's
elections.
right side, yeah.
Sorry about that. You catch me every time, don't you?
No, I just have to look between the 20 days and I looked at this. This is just fantastic. Yeah.
So,
They got a thing, they sent a thing in the mail today.
yes, I
About the
noticed that
meeting,
from
yeah.
Fulton.
Yeah.
But apparently all the school districts do it on the same date. I called to make sure, Hannibal and Phoenix, and they're also have votes coming up. So, public comment. We're shorthanded tonight, so we're flying right along. We didn't want to get into anything too heavy. Okay.
Okay, I guess we're all set.
Give the hours for grievance day?
Oh, yes, it's what, 10 to 12? I think it's 10 to 12 and 6 to 8. And
Oh, on grievances?
grievance day is on the 23rd, Tuesday the 23rd. But people should come in ahead. The assessors are going to be here this Friday night. They're going to be here for Saturday morning, and then there's a couple other dates when they'll be here, or they can be contacted before that, because sometimes these problems can be cleared up if it was an error or whatever.
They publish those in the paper, I believe,
Yes.
the Valley News.
Yeah,
So
it was in the paper.
people that's got a problem usually look for that.
We've had a number of people come in, and what people do come in and look at the assessment book, and especially if they're preparing for grievance day, and look for comparable properties and so forth. So, the way to do it.
I make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.